Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Silver Thorn deck. This is a pure 100% Silver Thorn deck, so it doesn't have purple trapezes. But if I was actually going to use this deck competitively, I would definitely tech in 1 or 2 copies of purple trapezes, and that would be pretty much the only change I would make. I may also attempt to run like 2 or 3 Miracle Pop Eva break rides, but they aren't really that necessary. So let's get started. The starter is Silver Thorn Assistant Ionela. She's actually a pretty good starter. Surprisingly, the nice thing about her is her effect. It's an on-hit Vanguard effect, but the nice thing about it is that you don't have to like put her in the soul or anything. So you can just leave her. Basically, she can stay behind your Vanguard the whole game. And yeah, she just works that way. Works really well. I've rarely ever retired her for a grade 1 booster behind the Vanguard. The only time I've ever seen her really get retired is basically if I'm up against Kagero or something. Next, since I said it was a pure build for Silverthorn, I'm running the stand, the new Silverthorn stand. You could take these out for Poison Jugglers or Dynamite Juggler critical triggers if you want. The other thing is it's not that bad to actually take them out and put in those, because Silverthorn really, they're not super reliant on that sub-clan type, kind of like how Seal Dragons are very, you gotta run Seal Dragons if you want the deck to work, or Prisms are kind of the same way. But Silverthorns are a little bit more lenient, so you don't actually really need to run these stands. I'm just featuring them here because they're new cards. Next, for Silverthorn Juggler Nadia, the new Pale Moon heal trigger. For Silverthorn Marionette Natasha, this is the new Silverthorn draw trigger. And of course, the Silverthorn critical Silverthorn Barking Dragon. So just the typical 4 stand, 4 heal, 4 draw, 4 critical. That's basically, they all got new. Silverthorn got an entire new set for Pale Moon, because they're a whole new subclan. Next, for Silverthorn Hypnos Lydia, the new Silverthorn Perfect Guard. And then 3 Silverthorn Beast Tamer Anna. You really only need 3 because there's a grade 2 that does the same exact thing. The only difference is it's on hit, whereas this one's when it boosts and hits. And then 4 Silverthorn Assistant Irina. 4 of her because she's kind of like, she's one of those cards that helps the deck function and fixes a lot of consistency issues. So she's one of those when she's placed on VRR. If you have a Silverthorn Vanguard, you get to look at the top 2 cards from your deck and place the Silverthorn in the soul. So she helps set up for late game plays. And the reason why we're running her over 4 of her instead of and 3 of this is because this is an on hit to do the same thing. Or actually no, this is an on hit to call one of those cards out, but you need this as a foundation to set up the soul along with the starter. And then and then 3 Silverthorn Barking Breathing Dragon. So if I was running purple trapezes, if I was running 1, I would drop this to 2 and put a purple trapezes in, or I could even drop both of these to 2 each and run 2 purple trapezes, but it's up to you. But this is the main card that you would drop if you were running purple trapezes, because it's not super necessary. It's just necessary if you need to call it from the soul and to the front line attack with a 10k. So that's the grade 1 lineup. For grade 2s, 3 Silverthorn Marionette Lillian. This is their the new Pale Moon 10k vanilla. 3 is enough. Next, 4 Silverthorn Beast Tamer Maricica. I think that's how you say her name. So 4 of her. She's kind of like Anna. The only difference is when she hits, you can choose a Pale Moon or actually a Silverthorn, pull it out from the soul, call it, and at the end of the phase, enter the turn, put it back in. This thing does the same thing, only this is on boost hit effect. This is on a on hit effect. On hit Vanguard effect. Like when it hits the Vanguard. Next, For Silver Thorn Rising Dragon, this is your Burning Horn Dragon for Silver Thorns. So there's 4 of that. Because they don't have any 8k boosters, they aren't going to be able to hit 20k columns normally anyway, so just run those to give them more aggression. Be able to go up against 11k Vanguards easier. So that's the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 3 lineup, as expected, since it's a pure Silverthorn build, we're not running the Break Ride. The bad thing about the Break Ride is that since it's not Silverthorn, it can introduce some inconsistency issues, which is one of the reasons why Mordred Phantom is a really good Break Ride unit for Shadow Paladin, because he's a Revenger. So he basically like fits in that deck really well, whereas Miracle Pop Eva doesn't do too well in Silverthorns. So that way, because of that, we're running 4 Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Liquier. And then last but not least, we're running 4 Silverthorn Dragon Queen Liquier Reverse. So basically, instead of running Break Ride, I'm running a Cross Ride build. So if the normal Liquier is in the Soul, and this is the Vanguard, this is a 13k at all times, making it a very nice defensive deck. So I really like the Pale Moon playstyle because I like how they use the Soul as their toolbox, as opposed to the Drop Zone with Grand Blue and the Damage Zone with Angel Feather. So it's one of those type of decks. It's a toolbox deck. And I find that it's actually pretty consistent, and it's one of the better decks, or better clans out there right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. As always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks.